Hello and welcome to the news. I'm Manbha Kongla and here are today's headlines. No fresh case of COVID-19 in 10 states and union territories in the last 24 hours, says Health Minister Vardhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks to Chief Ministers on COVID-19 situation in the country. Mortal remains of air warrior from Meghalaya recovered after 5 decades. Meghalaya witnesses increase in poaching cases during lockdown period. Government steps up anti-poaching network. And now for the news in detail. Union Health Minister Vardhan has said that no COVID-19 case has been reported in 10 states and union territories in the past 24 hours, asserting that India is moving fast on the path to success in the fight against the pandemic. He said that the recovery rate has improved to 30.7%. According to Health Ministry data, 1,511 COVID-19 patients recovered in the last 24 hours, the highest number of recoveries recorded in one day. Dr. Vardhan said 4 states and union territories have never reported any corona case since the outbreak. The statement comes after the Health Minister inspected arrangements at a COVID-19 care center in Mandoli area of the national capital. He said that the center has sent 72 lakhs N95 face masks and 36 lakh PPE kits to the states so far. According to the Health Minister, 855 dedicated COVID-19 hospitals have been identified across the country with over 1.65 lakh beds. He said there are 4,362 COVID-19 care centers where 3,46,856 patients with mild or very mild symptoms can be kept. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today held a meeting with the state chief ministers through video conferencing. Mr. Modi reviewed the country's progress in containing the coronavirus pandemic. Discussion on further relaxations to boost economic activities also took place. The meeting was also attended by Home Minister Amit Shah, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, Health Minister Vardhan, and some senior officials as the country enters into the last week of its 3rd phase of lockdown. The Prime Minister's meeting with the state chief ministers is considered to be very crucial in terms of finalizing the roadmap ahead. A few state governments' demands regarding revisiting the idea of demarcating red, orange and green zones was also discussed at the meeting. The body of an air warrior from the state who went missing somewhere in the snow-capped mountains beyond Rohtang Pass in Himachal Pradesh on February 7, 1968 was recovered after 50 years. The person has been identified as Air Force Warrant Officer S. Bhattacharjee, who was on board the AN-12 aircraft among others. The surviving family of the IAF man, a daughter and 2 sons who reside in Mission Compound Joy, were dazed to hear that the body has finally been found. S. Bara, son of Bhattacharjee, informed DD News that they got the information on the 7th of this month from the defense officials, adding that the officials are yet to provide further information on whether or not they will be granted permission to bring the body back home. Meanwhile, the locality head of Mission Compound, M. Rumbui, who is also a family friend, said Bhattacharjee was known as pilot in the locality. Sources informed that an expedition team of the Dogra Scouts found parts of the missing aircraft at Dhaka Glacier at an altitude of 5,240 meters, which was ferrying military men and Air Force crew, and went missing on the way to Chandigarh Air Force Base. More than 100 on board died, and because of the snow, several bodies could still be found, and among them were Bhattacharjee's remains.
Ông bệnh thru ghi rồi vào hồn ông bệnh thru ghi nước vừa hồn hình đi ở nâng bao có hệ nông cả rồi bỏ nghĩ rồi chấm nào vào còn bài lên vẫn khẩn na thì nhà lúng ở hiện nay sẽ cái bên hĩ Kom sa ngu ai ga India government la bin go top kesa. Ne ba. Ka kamaman da tharai yu ya ga bai sa din ya ba.
Meghalaya has witnessed an increase in the number of poaching cases and animals being killed during this lockdown period. Talking to DD News today, Divisional Forest Officer in charge, Khasi Hills Wildlife Division, Shillong, Anupi James informed that they have booked 5 cases within the jurisdiction of Khasi Hills, which include illegal entry into the protected areas with the intention of poaching and also killing of a black Himalayan bear and a barking deer during the lockdown period. She also mentioned that they are also verifying the authenticity of the 6 cases which have gone viral on social media. She has also informed that they have stepped up anti-poaching networks in and around Nongkalam Forest Sanctuary, adding that they are also closely working with the police in this connection.
Our Khasi Hills Wildlife Division has booked so far 5 cases related to different offences within this jurisdiction of Khasi Hills, they were entry into the protected area with firearms with an intention of poaching. And in one case we have recovered sambar meat and a dead civet cat with the firearms. Another case which went viral in media was poaching of Himalayan black bear. We are trying to verify the sources because we have to see the authenticity also.
Health and Family Welfare Minister Alexander Lalu Hek said that the Union Health Ministry is impressed with the way the state is handling the fight against COVID-19, with only 2 active cases reported. In a video conference with Union Health Minister Vardhan and other ministers from the Northeast, which was held recently, Hek said that the centre hinted about its readiness to provide monetary assistance to the state to fight the virus. However, the health minister said that the state is ready to face any eventuality even if COVID-19 reaches its peak in June and July. Hek also lauded the traditional institutions, the headmen, the village defence parties and the Seng Samla for their contribution in the fight against COVID-19. When asked about the apprehensions which people have about the stranded citizens who are undergoing home quarantine instead of institutional quarantine, Hek said that the people who can afford to quarantine at home, it is easier and helpful for them.
Post-lockdown, even for the phase 1, phase 2 also, the government of Meghalaya is prepared for any eventuality or even any situation. The government of Meghalaya, even the public and all individuals are ready to prepare. Today maybe people are, we all panic and also a lot of, fear psychosis in our mind. But one day we have to accept this disease. It will become like any common disease in even the Honorable Union Minister Vardhan and also Minister of State. They were present there and they really appreciate the way the Meghalaya is handling for how to combat the COVID-19. Until today we are containing very well.
In an initiative by the Health Department of Meghalaya, Shalom Club are taking care of doctors and health workers who are quarantined in hotels for the past 1 month. These COVID-19 warriors, like the GVK health workers and senior health staff, along with doctors, have been staying away from home and are being put up in city hotels like Hotel Majestic and Hotel Monsoon. While hotels are being used as quarantine centers, clubs like Shillong Club have been handed the responsibility of preparing the daily food for the health workers. Speaking to DD News Shillong, Abhishek Basu said that with the help of the Health Department of Meghalaya, we are serving food to our doctors and health workers who are working day and night to save our lives and staying away from home. The food is prepared here with a lot of precautions, taking care of hygiene.
Government has provided us this facility. Right now we are staying in Hotel Monsoon.
The raw vegetables, when it came, it has been put into potassium permanganate water solution. Then it has been cutted and cooked. So you can see the way we are packing our staffs, their hygiene point of view, they are wearing gloves to ensure that there is no infection and nothing.
The food is
overall okay, it's good. And the servings are also quite huge. Sometimes we cannot finish them. And the only problem is because we are out of the hotel for almost at the time when maybe they've come to serve the food. Sometimes the food is cold. So like we are back after our duties. When we come back, usually like only at that time maybe like it's not possible for us to have the cold food. Otherwise it's okay.
And now let's take a quick look at today's weather report. The maximum temperature in Shillong was recorded as 24.9 degrees Celsius, whereas the minimum temperature recorded was 15.1 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity in the morning was 94% and the relative humidity in the evening was 77%, with the recorded rainfall being 14.4 millimeters. The forecast for Shillong and its adjoining areas is that the areas will have generally cloudy sky with rain and thunder showers likely to occur. And now let's take a quick recap of today's headlines. No fresh case of COVID-19 in 10 states and union territories in last 24 hours, says Health Minister Vardhan. Prime Minister Narendra Modi speaks to Chief Ministers on COVID-19 situation in the country. Mortal remains of air warrior from Meghalaya recovered after 5 decades. Meghalaya witnesses increase in poaching cases during lockdown period. Government steps up anti-poaching network. Well, that's all we have for you today. Thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye and stay safe.